Okay, well, hello everybody. I'm Chelsea. Um, we just want to start this meeting with a little bit of a general overview of why we've relaunched these meetings and what we're hoping that we all can benefit from them. Mainly, it's just opening the platform for all of the marketing people at each firm to connect and have a platform where we can exchange ideas and talk about our problems and hopefully help each other find solutions. Many of us are in the same boat, so we might as well benefit from each other's experiences. In addition to that, we hope that we are able to better communicate all of the marketing initiatives by CORFAC headquarters so that everybody can be on the same page with those and be aware of the resources that they provide to all of us as well. And then just overarching further the benefit of the entire CORFAC network for the marketing positions, since we all understand the importance of those positions at the firms. So first, we're going to start with some introductions. I'm Chelsea, like I said. I am out of the Orlando office, First Capital Property Group. I'm the director of marketing, and I've been here for about 7 years. So yeah, Gab, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Gabrielle Leonetti. I work with Jason. I am the director of marketing for Wolf Commercial Real Estate. We handle New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. And I have been with the firm for 4 years.
Is it okay if Patricia and I just do a quick introduction, Chelsea?
Please.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Norbit. I'm the marketing director at CORFAC International Headquarters. And I have been with CORFAC for 9 years. And I'm the point person if you need something related to marketing or the website or we are a smaller staff, so we all wear a lot of hats in the corporate office. There's only 3 of us. And so since we are kind of a small group, we are lean, and we do rely on some external help, including Patricia Truagos, who can introduce herself. She's our marketing consultant. So Patricia.
Hi, yeah, I'm Patricia Truagos, and I work, like Jennifer said, externally with CORFAC and help with public relations, media relations, that sort of thing. I also have a team member who works on the social media aspect of CORFAC as well from a network level. So again, if you need any help with public relations, media relations, anything like that within your organization, please reach out.
Perfect. Anybody else on the call that is able to, if you would like to introduce yourself now, that would be great. There's nobody else with the camera on, so I don't want to call you out if you don't have the camera on, but anybody want to introduce themselves?
I can.
Oh, Michaela can go.
I'm Michaela. I work with Chelsea at First Capital Property Group. I'm the marketing coordinator, and I've been here for about 3 years.
Okay, well, I can't tell who is in the walnut at INT.
Hi, can you guys hear us?
Yes.
This is Amanda with Intellica and then Risa as well with Intellica. We're kind of new to these meetings, but we're excited to listen in and just kind of hear what's to say. So thanks for having us.
Thank you. Okay, if anybody else wants to introduce themselves at any point, please feel free to do so. We want these meetings to be highly collaborative. We want everybody to feel like they can chime in, ask questions, and explore all the ideas, because that's how we're all going to benefit the most from them. So jumping next item on the agenda, Jennifer, you're going to jump into the extranet, correct?
I will be happy to. So hopefully you can see my screen, which has the members only side of the CORFAC website. And some of you are probably familiar with this, but I just wanted to take just a couple of minutes and show you a few of the tools that are back here and things that we have available. And of course, it's a limited supply of things here, but I encourage everybody to reach out if there's something custom you need or specific. Please contact me because we're happy to try to provide something that suits your needs if you're not getting finding that here. So briefly, we have this on the left. We have a menu in the middle with several of our action areas here, but I'm just going to walk through the navigation bar briefly. We have what we call a CORFAC toolkit, and there are some downloadable materials here that you are all welcome to download, or as I mentioned, you can contact me and I can provide other versions of this in different file formats, or whatever you may need. But we've got some of our standard advertisements for download. These that I've got here are just mostly CORFAC only branded. We can provide you with some customizable ones if you'd like to co-brand these different ads that we've got available. This is our current ad campaign, but we are due to update our ads, and I believe we're going to be focusing on that from a national headquarters level this year. So yeah, I look forward to rolling something out that's new, but this is what we've been using for the last couple of years. We've had positive feedback on the messaging and just the simplicity of it. So got a few different versions. Hopefully when I click on these, you're seeing it change to the different files, but sometimes Zoom doesn't work that way. So anyway, so please let us know if there's anything here that you'd like customizable. We can send you a file to work with. All right, we've got a list of broker tools and resources. These were shared by different members in CORFAC, and we've just listed them in an index here. So if there's something that you might need or your company needs, there's a listing here of different resources that you can download and use, customize and use. A lot of you are probably involved in the Build Out Sync, adding the listings through Build Out Sync for your company. And we've got a few resources on the site here as well. Again, please contact us, because if it's not intuitive and these resources aren't helpful, we're happy to provide more detail on getting those listings integrated into our site. Logos and branding guidelines. We've got the CORFAC logo in a variety of formats here for download. We've got our branding guidelines that you can download and use to incorporate CORFAC into your own company's marketing and branding. We've also got a 35th anniversary logo that you're welcome to use this year. It is CORFAC's 35th anniversary, so we are using that in select places, and you're welcome to do the same if you'd like. We've got a few marketing materials for members that you're, again, welcome to download and use. Some of the most, one of the resources that we put together a couple of years ago is a CORFAC brand video that is, it's a nice piece. It's really a high level overview of who we are as a network. We are in production on a video for showcasing the value of CORFAC to clients. We interviewed a lot of several members at our spring conference in Dallas, and our video production person is working on. It's a really nice. We've seen the first cut. It's great. So we're going to be sharing that video with everyone probably in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So one thing we get asked for frequently at headquarters is sort of an about CORFAC, just boilerplate, I guess, for lack of a better word. And so I don't know if did it switch over to the file, the About Us. Okay, here's where Zoom gets a little crazy for me. We have a boilerplate, which is just an about CORFAC statement, and it's got a high level overview of who we are as a network, the country locations, the annual transaction, dollar value for the network, the number of leases and sales that we close every year. So just a nice, short fact, overview about us, and you can download that, from this menu right here. We've got a one-page about CORFAC. We call it CORFAC by the numbers, but it's just a one-page flyer that basically summarizes what I just mentioned in the boilerplate. We can provide this in a customizable format. So if you would like to, replace this or, co-brand it somewhere on the document, we can provide that to you, for use in if you're attending industry events, or you want a one-pager for your marketing purposes. We've got a few other, we've got the CORFAC map in the, it's the global map. Again, this is the format we are able to actually provide for download on our extranet, but we could give this to you in a in InDesign or a different file format if you'd like to incorporate it somehow into your marketing materials. It's just a global map with the different office locations worldwide.
Jennifer, how often are these maps and numbers and the data points updated? Are they quarterly or annually?
So we try to update the map as we add and as offices come on board, especially in new global markets, we try to provide a new map. We update it on demand, I guess, if you will. Sometimes, we get a little bit behind on doing that. So quarterly is probably a good estimate, but the boilerplate we update regularly with the country listings so that it's accurate at all times. The map we update as we have companies come and go. The about us, or I'm sorry, by the numbers, that piece is, we've been collecting information from firms to provide a new by the numbers piece this year. So that one we do every couple of years. And so we're in the process of collecting that now, and we are hoping to have a new piece with new numbers if they change, available by the middle of 2024.
And as long as all of the firms across the network are updating their deals in the dashboard of the extranet, then they will also be taken into account for those numbers, correct? So all of our marketing people should encourage their firms to be uploading the deal sizes and dollar amounts as you guys have requested.
Yeah, that would be very helpful. We've also done a separate initiative asking just for the high level numbers, because we understand that putting in all of those transactions can be cumbersome and time consuming. So we did send, we've been working, my colleague Diane in our office has been working with firm administrators and possibly some of you to get high level numbers, just total numbers of closed transactions, total dollar value, volume from last year, so that we can have a baseline, because not every firm is putting their deals in the network. So we're trying to get that information in a different way. Perfect. And make it hopefully a little easier for everyone. So if you see emails coming from her about that, that's what we're collecting the data for, so that we can provide a better snapshot of the network's overall transaction volume, number of closed transactions, and so forth. So, okay. And then just to move it along a little more quickly, we've got some member resources on the site here. So we've got a new member firm orientation guide, kind of a guideline of some of the resources that CORFAC offers. we do a CORFAC 101 Zoom with new members just to give them a sense of what the network is all about and some of the materials that are available to them on the site. And we've got the CORFAC extranet guide, which walks you through this process, and the investment sales platform, which again is another module here that I'll show you in just a second. Social media, we've got just a couple of items here. We've got the social media guidelines, which are just a high level guideline of CORFAC's different channels and our how to engage with those through your firm's social media channels. And then we've also got a about CORFAC social template calendar. I'll show you that in a second. And I know Chelsea's going to mention or talk about that a little bit here in a moment, but this is sort of a network-wide social media campaign that we're asking everybody to incorporate into their calendars as they can. And you can find the current calendar here. I would launch it, but I don't think it's going to toggle over to my window, but I'll show this calendar in a couple of minutes when we transition over to Chelsea and Gab talking about that initiative. And then lastly, we've got virtual programming and recordings, slide decks for the different things that CORFAC offers from headquarters. So some of the members in your companies participated in the recent investment sales call, for example. So we've got all the opportunities that were presented in the slide deck here. We've got the session recording. This is an index of all of the different programs we've done over the past 4 or 5 years. And so they're available here if anybody is interested. I mean, there's a lot of good content that we capture. So we encourage everybody to go here. If you missed the original event, check it out here. Couple of other things, and I'll just highlight them briefly. There are a couple of resources here that members have said are helpful for them, and they serve as a nice way to communicate with members. We've got an email platform where you can send messages. I see a lot of companies use this for property listings or special opportunities that they've got available, or they're looking for information. Does somebody know someone at a specific company in a specific market? They'll use this platform, which is very easy. You can send it to specified. You can curate your audience here. You can send messages by state, by region, by specialty, and connect with different members in the network. This is the transaction module that Chelsea mentioned. We do ask that firms put their closed transactions in here. And then, as she mentioned, we collect that information and try to look for overlapping client opportunities, cross-market opportunities. We have a couple of deal-making sessions that are in-person conferences, and they look at this material to develop ideas for how to provide more business development opportunities in the network. If your brokers are attending events hosted by CORFAC, we've got a registration module here. Reports, we've got some member reports that you can pull if you're looking for members who do industrial, who specialize in industrial in the Southeast, for example. You could pull a report of those members and get download a list that you can contact them, market to them directly, whatever you might like to do there. This is a nice feature. So, it gives you a way to connect with everyone in the network and specialize and tailor your list. Industry partners and service providers. We've got several deals with industry organizations that we've got listed here. So if you're interested in, or anybody in your company is interested in, looking for some of these, say you're interested in, I don't know, I guess build out, is one example, but these relationships are negotiated. We've got discounts and deals, and all of the details are listed here. So take a look at these if there's something that might be of interest to you guys. And if you know of a company that we should be offering or connecting with to offer special discounts to our members, let us know who that is, and we can contact them and see if we can work out something. We're always looking for new opportunities there. Investment sales platform. This is just a very bare bones platform that was created a couple of years ago for members to list investment sales opportunities. And share them with members in the network. So it's a very simple interface that can be emailed out to members. If I know investment sales are a little bit slower right now in most markets, but we do offer this platform, and it's available for anyone who's interested in pushing those out to members in the network. Okay, so that's the extranet. I will turn it back over to Chelsea and Gabrielle for the social media campaign that we've got going.
Perfect. Thanks, Jennifer, for going through that. Does anybody have any questions on the extranet before we jump into the next section? Okay. A couple of those items that Jennifer did show, the email section and then the member report. If you notice those specializations that were popping up, in order for your brokers to populate in those fields when somebody goes in and says, I need an industrial broker, on their profile in the extranet, they have to be tagged as industrial. So just make sure your brokers are updating their profiles, or you're updating their profiles, so that they're receiving the correct email communications and everything that they're supposed to. So Jennifer also mentioned the social media template campaign that they have initiated. Everybody should have received the emails from them with the sample ones. Jennifer's showing you guys now the Excel document highlighting the monthly posts. You can see the Canva links are some of the ones that you are able to just click on the link, reformat, add your logo, and post yourself. We just kind of want to get everybody's feedback on this initiative. Are you guys exploring using it? Are you aware of it? Do you have any topics that you suggest? First, Jennifer, do you want to like show one of them, or
Yeah, let me
yeah.
do that. I was trying to, I
Okay.
thought it went over to it, but it did not. So yeah, so here's one, for example, that actually your team at First Capital created, and it's really great.
Yeah,
And this is the
so
first one that we shared, I believe.
yes, it was. So we had created this for our own use, but then realized that it would be a great opportunity to kind of lead into this initiative, which we've talked about at multiple of the conferences over the past year. So we shared it with Jennifer, who was able to then share it with all of you. The whole point is to try to get a unified communication across for all of the firms to have that recognition across all of the markets. If you think about the big shops that were just as capable as serving the clients, they have the unified marketing across all of these firms. So we should be doing the same thing. So this is one that you're able to just click on that link and go in and then drop your logo in, change the colors. Is anybody unfamiliar with Canva? Okay, perfect. If anybody does have any questions on Canva, please let any of us know. We can run through that. Has anybody used this and had any benefit from it? Okay, is anybody having any questions on the reason they should, or the logistics of it? All right. Does anybody have any comments or ideas on how this would be better conducted or used or communicated? Okay. We're doing great here, guys. Okay, does anybody want to volunteer to contribute any over the next couple of months? I think First Capital has provided 3 at this point. Our general rule is we're creating these for ourselves, but they will also benefit you guys, so we're sharing them after we post them.
Intelica can help with a couple if you guys need help with them. Happy to do that.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that
Jennifer,
would
do you
be
wanna,
great.
yeah, Jennifer, do you want to pop up that Excel document again, and maybe we can get a couple people
Looks
to
like
submit?
it looked like the next one was maybe September, so maybe we can do that in December. We're happy to jump in, or if it's something else sooner, we can do that.
Yeah, I think, Jennifer, do you have any?
Yeah, anything anything you want to do, we would love. So, and whatever timeline you have available. So if it's sooner, we can shuffle this around. Nothing is set in stone. So
Yeah, let me take a look at it and I'll kind of brainstorm with our team and then we can get back to you, Jennifer, and let you know what we're thinking.
that would be amazing. Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
you stepping up.
absolutely.
Thanks.
Perfect.
And this is the first time I've like looked at this, so we'll probably start implementing it as well, let you know if we have any feedback.
Great. Thank you.
Fabulous.
Does anybody else have any thoughts on this?
I'll jump in really quickly, just for those who have not used this or have not, weren't aware or are uncertain. I think that having this is a great tool. For us specifically at WCRE, it was hard, and I'm in talks with Chelsea and a few others. It was hard trying to figure out how we can implement CORFAC into our social media schedule, and now having like designated templates that we are all sharing, but making our own in our own ways with our own brand essentially is really important. And it's really helped drive the message home, but also, help with not having to like try and come up with something different each time and reinvent the wheel. I think having this layout and moving forward, a lot of you will also realize that having this and this breakdown, once one shares it, we are all starting to see it, and it's really, really beneficial to add to our calendar, make a streamlined process for it. So, and WCRE will also share whatever content that we have as well when it comes to the schedules.
Perfect. Gab mentioned that as one firm posts it, then you see multiple other ones posting it. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, to make sure that your company page and maybe your broker's pages on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram are liking and interacting with the other firms across the CORFAC network. If you aren't doing that, then you're not going to see them, but we've seen value of that engagement, and our brokers are enjoying seeing the happenings across the network too. So, yeah. Okay, if nobody has any other, oh wait, there's a comment. I don't think it's gone out yet, right, Jennifer? The May, by the numbers.
No, it hasn't gone out yet. So I have a list of the marketing directors that we send these to on a regular basis. So as soon as it's available, I will send it out. I generally title those CORFAC marketing in your firm, just so that it sort of has a recognition for everyone. But no, we don't have that one ready to share just yet. So when we do, I will get it out to you guys.
Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to the interactive idea exchange section of this with Gab.
Okay, so Basically this half of the initiative of this call is really to just go over some ideas and exchange some ideas. You know, what is performing well on social media for your firm? What are you seeing any changes? What's going on essentially in your world, and understanding like if you have any ideas or collaborative efforts that have worked for you, or any type of SEO strategies that have worked for you, where you're gaining more leads or you're getting, you know, more visibility and exposure from, you know, social media and things like that. So does anybody have any, anything that they would like to share as far as any wins with social media posting, and what's worked and what hasn't worked, or where you're seeing any shifts for social?
Hello, everyone. We missed the introductory part of this meeting, but I'm Magali and this is Patrick. We're at DCG over in Reno, Nevada. And for us, a lot of what we've been looking over is the numbers on our social media platforms and whether or not they're beneficial and whether we should keep sharing on them. This last quarter, we made the decision to stop posting on Facebook, which for some of our older brokers was kind of a shock, but we just aren't getting any traction on there. And we have then moved more of our efforts into LinkedIn, where we do get a lot more traction and visibility. Yeah.
And what's like, as far as how many, like, are you posting 5 days a week? Are you, what is it that you're actually doing when you were looking over everything and the transition and like dedicating more efforts into LinkedIn? What is it that what has changed from that?
Well, we also post on Instagram, so I think we get most of our likes on Instagram. And we've noticed that more intimate posts, like company parties, more personalized posts get way more traction. As opposed to the just bragging about this just sold, this just leased, because it's not as interesting.
Yeah, we've also started doing more of like, oh, just listed posts. We do have like an email campaign that we send for every listing that we have, but kind of streamlining that process to then also making a post here and there, or sharing articles from the community that have to do with our industry and movement in the industry here. And then our posting frequency, we post around like 1 to 2 times a week. We were trying to post frequently for a while, but with our industry, we just don't think that what's the word? That amount of posts would be appropriate. Like we were posting like 4 times a week and we wouldn't get any likes or anything like that. So we're trying to be very intentional about what we put out there right now.
Very good. Do you see, as far as like with Instagram, like, are you guys doing stories as well? Or are you doing anything of that nature when it comes to Instagram? Because I know like reels and stories and things like that, that's starting to become very popular. So are you seeing any, like, are you guys actively working on that? Or is that something that we will be implementing in the future?
We've talked about it. I think the only hard part is getting our brokers to get in front of the camera every now and then. And
Yeah.
so making that content can be kind of difficult. As far as stories go, we do share stuff. Like if we have a link for an article that our broker shared a piece on, or any listings, like a LoopNet listing, we'll share. And then as far as reels go, we started implementing a lot more video. So we're lucky that we're a full production in-house marketing team. So we go and we actually take pictures and photography of the buildings. So we've started implementing some video elements. And so we'll post that on reels and we'll be like, oh, just listed. Here's a suite at this building. And we'll share some video along with some pictures.
Okay.
So
are you
we're working on it.
seeing, well, that's good. No, that's great. Are you seeing, and this isn't just necessarily for you guys speaking, but this is for everybody else as well. Like, are you guys seeing, when it comes to social media, are you seeing that video and the moving graphics are getting more traction over regular photos? Especially like with Instagram, I feel like now that there's all of these, you can add like multiple different pictures at once and kind of almost create like a little slideshow for Instagram. Are you seeing, or are you utilizing that? And are you seeing a benefit as opposed to video moving graphic over a generic picture?
So we don't do a ton of that. I know that would probably get more traction. I think those posts are just more time consuming to create. And we do like all our stuff in-house. It's just me and her doing everything.
Same.
So we've noticed that doing like a slideshow of an event, like almost just a gallery on Instagram, like 3 to
Yeah.
4 pictures has been getting like the best engagement.
That's
So,
good to know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know. What time do you guys you guys or anybody else, again, and everybody can jump in, so don't feel like I'm just pinpointing you. But what are you guys seeing as far as like the times? Are you noticing, because I know that you guys were looking at your analytics before, as far as times for posting and things like that, are you seeing a difference? Did you change anything around? Have you done like any testing with that? Oh,
Okay.
you're
I
muted,
haven't
sorry.
noticed a difference. I'm just hearing that everybody's just on their phones all the time now, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay,
What do you think?
We don't really look into the analytics of the time and date that we post. I think a lot of it is just posting content that we think that our following would actually engage with. And so
Okay.
that's where our focus has been. And then that next step would probably be to test different times. But thinking about our email marketing, because we hone into that a little bit more. We try to send out our emails anytime before like 1 p.m., knowing
Right.
that people on the East time might not really interact with it if it's 5 p.m. their time or later on in the evening. And so most of our stuff goes out at 9 a.m. Pacific time, or 12.
It's good to know. Does anybody else have any insight or input as far as social media, what's working, what isn't?
Hi, this is Deborah Kovacek, the Director of Marketing for Christensen and Company out of Minneapolis. And we just are, sometimes for lack of time, we have, had maybe some, interns, help us out with the social media, but it just doesn't seem to be something that's really consistent. And for me, I take care of about 10 agents and 60 some listings and, everything else in life that they need help with. So, I just connected with a company called rejig.ai, and they actually created templates for us that we're going to be able to use. And he's going to onboard me this week, and I just kind of put some together like a spreadsheet, like like you guys had for the CORFAC, just to so I can get started. But it's supposed to be really simple. Like for articles, I can maybe just type in some keywords and then they're going to pull some if I like it, and then I can just get, it's supposed to make it really simple for me. Or like he created some templates for me as well, for us as well, that he's going to have every agent is going to have their own template. So every agent's face, their contact information, and then I can be like, coming soon, for lease, for sale, just sold, something like that. So those, all I'm going to have to do is maybe pop in some pictures, some text. That's easy enough to do. And then so anyway, I'm really actually looking forward to it, because I'm really hoping we're going to give them a 6-month commitment. And I'm really hoping that this is going to make it much easier for us. And I'm sitting here thinking at least 3 times a week for, posting. And again, it doesn't matter to me what time it is, because people are on their phones all day, all day and all night. So kind of using the, oops, sorry. I got somebody trying to call me here. So anyway, so I'm just really hoping that, and it was really inexpensive to do. So I'm just hoping to constantly like have that ready to share content, and then pre-generated captions and images and hashtags and things like that. So, I'm just hoping I can just, pick a couple articles, boom, and off it goes. And as I was looking at that CORFAC piece of it, that's why I was asking you, has that gone out yet? So maybe that's even like, like an image I can slide into one of our templates, or just, I will just go ahead and just share it. So anyway, so we're going to try this rejig.ai. They mainly were doing residential. So after I had a Zoom meeting with them yesterday or Friday, and he's got just a couple of commercial real estate agents, and I think they're trying to gear themselves to go that direction as well. So having that conversation with him, he started to understand, you know, commercial real estate and residential are two different things. So then he had to kind of reformat a little bit so that it would fit a little bit better. So I didn't have to do so much work. I didn't have to make so many edits. We just want this thing to be, you know, click and off it goes, that kind of thing. So anyway, so we'll see how it goes even within a month.
That's good. That's good. It's good to have, so, you know, when you're doing social media, it's great to have like those templates in place. It makes life a lot easier. It's something that like why I'm sure Chelsea and I can agree that why we use Canva is because it's all plug and play and it kind of, it's cloud-based essentially. So it's storing all of your information and you can organize it by folders for, you know, your, so like for, let's say properties or, you know, birthdays or whatever it might be that you'd like to post out. So I agree. It's definitely good to have templates in place. And it's
Yeah.
great that that like company was able to help you and kind of guide you in that way.
Yeah, I think I took a look at Canva. And again, you know, there's only so much time in a day, and I think I found that too time consuming for me. So I needed something that I really basically needed something a little bit more auto, you know, just that could be on autopilot. And here, you guys do that. Here's the templates. Here's our branding guidelines. You guys create it, boom. And then just a push of the button, I can click and get some things done. So I can just keep on moving.
And Deb, are you putting them, like,
Yeah.
where are you putting this for your social media? Like, where are you utilizing LinkedIn or?
I'm gonna, yeah, LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn, the ladies really actually do very well with LinkedIn, that and Instagram, you know,
Okay.
and probably Twitter. I agree with Facebook. My phone's connected to them, and I'm just keep getting these odd, stupid messages from somebody, you know, I'm sure it's just, you know, it's because I'm kind of spam. Telling me if I don't contact them immediately, they're going to shut down the account. I just ignore it. You know, I just don't have time to be dealing with
Spam,
it.
yeah.
So. Mhm.
Yeah. Are you doing the social media for each of your brokers, or is it for the company as a whole, or is it both? What is it that
It
you're
would be,
actually doing?
it would be both. That's why I need
Both.
something very simple and streamlined
Right.
because one person, 10 agents, 60 listings and everything else, you know, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chelsea, you also are doing social media for your brokers as well, correct?
Yeah, so we do the social media for First Capital, and then we also have a development arm that we do it for as well. But then all of our brokers, we have, I think, 11 brokers that we manage their LinkedIn accounts completely. Obviously with a lot of input and monthly meetings with them and all of those things, but we're posting at least once on each of their individual LinkedIn accounts, and then on our company LinkedIn, we're doing 3 times a week. Facebook, we do 3 times a week. And then we just launched Instagram this year, and we are posting 1 to 2 times a week.
2 times a week, but it's different content.
Yeah, we're tailoring the content on Instagram to be more focused on company culture, people, office happenings, those kind of things, and less so on listings or, yeah. Instagram is more focused to be our recruiting tool. So yeah, that's where we're at. We haven't seen the like downgrade in Facebook interactions and likes that you guys are talking about. So we're still
Yeah, I'm
gonna
not seeing those either.
yeah, we're gonna still keep going with that, but that's definitely something to be mindful of. And the content that we're posting on Facebook and LinkedIn is the same at this point. So for us, it doesn't make sense really to drop one or the other.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. We're also kind of utilizing it the same way that you are. And I'm not really seeing any difference with Facebook and their like our analytics, because I do owners reports for a lot of our owners, and I'm not really seeing much of a change as far as that goes. But I actually feel like I've seen a little bit more of an increase on Facebook and LinkedIn. Is anybody using Twitter at all for their social? Okay. We're using Twitter, and I'm honestly considering myself to ex-nay it. For a while, we were getting a lot of traction with Twitter. I mean, like thousands of impressions and interaction. And in the past, I would say 3 months, we have gone completely downward. So I feel like that's something that we are going to be not utilizing anymore. Someone said bots. Okay. I'm not sure what that relationship is too, is if that's regarding Twitter or not, but it could be. As far as just to kind of shift gears briefly so that we're not wasting too much time. Does anybody else have anything else to go over as far as social media, what's working, what isn't, what your strategies are? Any questions? Okay. As far as SEO strategies, what for example, we use blog sites and things like that. We're like heavily infiltrated. We have over 85 blog sites, and we utilize a lot of our local publications for those blog sites, as well as our listings, and we have like a templated layout for that. Does anybody else do anything similar, or what are you utilizing for SEO, or have you even thought about it or touched base on it, anything of that nature? No. Does anybody have any questions about SEO or strategy behind it, or anything that they're not really sure about it or understanding of SEO?
That would be something else I'd need help with.
Okay.
It's not in my wheelhouse.
Okay. We can,
I think that's a great segue into
Yeah.
additional topics of interest for future meetings.
yep.
I think we
I was
could
just gonna say.
definitely make a SEO focused meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the best route for our next topic.
Yes.
To really dive into that, because that can be a little bit long. So I'm good with that.
Perfect. On that SEO topic, one of the hopeful future topics for these meetings would include at focusing on increasing the SEO performance of the CORFAC headquarters website. And by doing that, it would be featured articles. We would want to try to get input from the people at all of the different firms and really be able to showcase what's happening at the firms on that CORFAC website. So that'll be a topic in the future, but this is open floor. Please, if you guys have ideas of content that you would love to talk about in the future, I think Jennifer's taking notes as we speak. Please weigh in. Okay, I'm gonna have to call people out. I'm so sorry. Natalie and Patrick, what's a topic that you guys would love to hear about? Or what's a problem that you need a solution for? We can format it that way.
I think one of the main things that we struggle with is coming like ideation for what type of posts we should be putting out, or even articles. A lot of the time we're just following what our local publications or national publications are talking about, but for those weeks where there's just not a whole lot going on, it can be kind of difficult to come up with something to talk about online.
So you're talking about social media content creation ideas? That kind of, perfect, yeah. I think we all can always have help there. Okay. Intellica, do you guys have any topics?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I know we've had a little bit of an issue currently with build out syndicating things in a timely manner out to like Crexy and CoStar. And maybe that's gonna change here shortly. I think there's some news build outs about to announce. But just kind of how you guys kind of stay on top of that. If there's like a workflow you guys do to audit all your listings and kind of stay on top of that, whether it's your brokers doing that or is it your team? That's something I would love to investigate more.
Perfect. Yeah, I think we could also benefit from that over here. There's multiple instances where a broker looks at a listing and is like, well, this is inaccurate. Well, we don't know why. Perfect. Deborah, you mentioned SEO. Do you have any other topics that you would like covered in the future?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
You had previously mentioned that you wanted SEO to be a covered topic in the future. Do you have any other topics?
Uh,
If not, it's totally okay.
Yeah, not off the top of my head, but
Okay, perfect.
if you're gonna
Yeah,
do SEO, keep it simple.
got it. Does anybody else on the call? Michael, Melody, Nick, Will? Well, all right. Does anybody else have any other topics that they would like to talk about before we conclude? We appreciate everybody taking the time out of their day to join in on this meeting. If you have any ideas on how these meetings could go better, the frequency, topics, anything, please reach out to Jennifer. Jennifer, do you want to take it away?
Yes, I just want to say thank you to you, Chelsea, and to you, Gabrielle, for your for leading us in the conversation. And yes, please send any ideas you may have for future topics for these calls, or just anything else that we can be doing to facilitate getting the CORFAC message dispersed through your firms. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.